normally would be coming off preseason game number 2 against the Las Vegas Raiders at Levi Stadium. We at Channel 5 had looked forward to bringing you that game. Not going to happen, obviously. Instead, we're planning on airing some 49er classics in the coming days. Next Sunday, 2 Super Bowl blowouts, the one against the Broncos in New Orleans, and then the dismantling of the Chargers in 1995. The following week, we're going to air the catch and last year's NFC Championship game against Green Bay. Now, the 49ers were about 6 minutes away from winning their first Super Bowl since that 49-26 victory over the Chargers in 95. But alas, it remains their last championship. Young hit Jerry Rice for a 44-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and the 49ers never looked back. It was a fun memory to go down with number 80. You cut to the inside, Steve fakes to William Floyd, and you're wide open again. That sets the stage for this game. Take me through that play.
Well, we knew that we wanted to strike early. That was the most important thing. And during preparation that week, we didn't blow any assignments, no drop balls or anything like that. I knew that the team, they were focused and they were ready to go. And I remember early during the ball game, I was in a slot position, and my job was to go to the corner and really sell it. That's all I had to do. I really worked on that route to sell like I was going to the corner. Then I came back to the post, and it parted just like the Red Sea. I mean, it was nobody there. Now I just have to make the catch, and Steve threw a perfect ball, and we were able to put points on the board early, I felt like we started the game the right way.
This is the play that I love because of Young's reaction. He throws the ball to you. It's a touchdown, and Young gets hit on the play, right? And I think it was a 15-yard score. And Young is lying on the grass at Joe Robbie Stadium, and he puts up his hands in a touchdown signal. And that, to me, told me Young knows he's got this game at not touchdown pass to you. Agreed?
But, Steve Young wanted to get that monkey off his back, man. He wanted to win a Super Bowl, and we wanted to do everything we could possibly do to help him do that. But, during that football game, also early during the game, I think I had a grade 4 separation of my shoulder. I was out of the game for a while because I had to go into the locker room, but then I came back, and I could barely lift my left shoulder. And I remember my jersey, it came off my shoulder pad, and I couldn't put it back on. And guess who put my jersey back on? Deion Sanders. It was so weird because it was like, okay, man, I go to the sidelines and I can't put it back on. And Deion, all of a sudden, he just walks over, grab my jersey, put it back on. But every time the ball was like thrown my direction, I knew that I had to make a play to make that catch.
That's funny because Deion eventually goes into the game as a receiver.
Yes.
And Young throws a long pass to him, broken up, but Deion was lined up as a receiver.
Yeah. The thing is, we always brought him on for a play or something like that because of his speed, and Deion wanted to make a catch. But we had a lot of stuff that was going on during that Super Bowl because I'm going to take you back just for a second. I think we had a night where a lot of guys didn't make curfew. So there was a big meeting that was called the next day. So there was like this thing, everybody thought, Deion and I, that we were going to go after each other and there was going to be some punches thrown and stuff like that because, I was one of those guys that felt like when you go to the Super Bowl, you go there for a reason. That's to win that Super Bowl. You can do whatever you want to do after that Super Bowl, party or, have a gathering or something like that. So, yeah, we ironed out some things that night, and everybody thought that Deion and I, that we were on two totally different pages, but we just wanted to win that game, and that was the guy that really helped me when I couldn't put my jersey back on my shoulder pad. He was the first one, to run to help me.
Was that a moment of peace between you guys?
Yeah, we always have respected each other. I think the thing is is that we were so competitive because when he was with the Atlanta Falcons and when he was with the Cowboys and all of that, it was some restless nights. I couldn't sleep, before the football game. And Dion and I, we would talk about that, after everything is over with and done. And he said, you know what, Jerry, I was up, I couldn't sleep.
When you reflect on this time, on this era, the era of dominance, what comes to mind?
The greatest dynasty ever. And I can say that without hesitation or anything like that. We had players willing to take pay cuts to come to the San Francisco 49ers and be part of something that was really special. We had the greatest fans ever. We had the greatest owner with Eddie DeBartolo. The greatest coach, Bill Walsh, then George Seifert, he stepped in. And let me tell you the story about George. George always had a certain sweater that he had to wear that Saturday before the game. And I think George one ball game, he forgot to pack the sweater. And oh my God, chaos. Everything. Someone had to go home and get that sweater for George Seifert. And another thing too, George Seifert, when he walked out of the locker room, we would always bet if he was going to walk across the helmet. And there was bets going on and everything. He would make a beeline straight towards the helmet. At the last second, he would make a right or a left turn.
I did not realize George was so superstitious.
I think we're all in a way because, with my uniform had to be a certain way. Then Dion would come in, he would lay his uniform out on the floor. He had the shoes, the socks, the pants, everything. Then he wore these boxers that had dollar signs on them. So we all had some issues, okay?
But collectively, it was amazing time. Jerry, I've talked to you over the years about these games a million times, but I never get tired of it, right? I feel so fortunate to have covered you guys in that area,
Well, you have done a fantastic job, man, and you part of the family, and I reference this to you. You're a GOAT. You're the greatest of all time. Okay?
I'm definitely putting that in the show.